Hello friends, I'm Sean and I'm a student. I do not have a lot of time, but I need a journal. My goal is to make quick and efficient journal spreads while also maintaining the productivity and aesthetics of the bullet journal. So today I will be showing you guys how I set up my March 2021 journal spread. Yay, it's already March, huh? If anything, I feel like the months are going faster, to be honest. I'm not sure why, but anyways, so this month I just decided to go with a very simple, broad yellow theme, and I just thought of anything yellow and just drew it on the cover spread. So starting off, I just wrote March with a golden yellow colored brush pen, and then I did like a simple shadow with like a yellow Crayola super tip. Then I just drew some more yellow flowers of different shades, and then I kind of outlined them with a black pen. I was actually originally planning to do kind of more of like a floral theme, but I've seen many people use like floral or like leaves or like something related to like green in their bullet journal, and I was like, you know what, I'm maybe going to be a little bit more original. So while keeping the theme of flowers, I'm still going to incorporate different aspects and different objects that may be yellow. So it's not just flowers. And you guys can see here, I'm just sticking on some yellow stickers, and those stickers did remind me of emojis. And I was like, hey, emoji faces are yellow, so why not do that? So I cut out 3 small little pieces of paper and I used a compass to draw a circle. And then from there, using a black marker, I just drew in some faces. So for the first one, I just drew a very, typical yellow smiley face. For the second emoji, I decided to draw like a laughing face. So I drew like the little triangle eyes, and then I drew like an open mouth, and I had to color in like the inside of the mouth as well as the teeth with a white pen. And then for the third emoji, I just drew another simple smiling emoji, but this time the eyes are kind of like in a crescent moon, I guess. And yeah, from there I just outlined each little smiley face with a thick black Sharpie, a very thick one in fact, because I do not have a regular size one that's actually functional and not completely dried out. When I cut these little emojis out, I want there to maintain a black outline. So that's why I'm using a really thick marker, so that way I don't have to go over it multiple times. So yeah, from here I just cut the emojis out and then I glued them onto the spread. Next, I used my yellow brush pen and I just wrote a simple quote, "Sunny days will come." I think it's just very encouraging and very true to our situation right now due to the pandemic, and it's just a simple reminder that, we'll be able to go out, meet all our friends again without a mask. But of course, don't do that right now because, flatten the curve. So yeah, I usually don't do quote pages. I've never done one before because I don't know, I just don't really find the need for them. But this month, and probably for the next coming months, because I think it looks nice, I will continue to do them and write quotes. Yeah, but I just wrote this quote in a regular, handwriting font. I guess nothing fancy to it, no shadows, no cursive, no calligraphy. I can't really do calligraphy well, I'm still learning, so that's why I'm gonna use a lot of cursive, but it's not gonna be like proper calligraphy, because if I do it, it'll just look like, regular cursive, because I don't know how to do it yet. But it's okay, I'm still learning. So yeah, speaking on the theme of sun and sunny days, I decided to just draw a sun because suns are yellow. Or well, they look yellow. And I decided to add like a little pop of color with some orange. I don't really know what these rays, like these little triangles around the center are called. I decided to just draw like triangles because I thought it looked a little bit more animated than like squiggly lines. I think they're probably just like rays of sun. But yeah, I decided to add yellow and orange with my Crayola super tips. This was a very simple overall theme. And then the hardest part is actually gonna come. I'm only gonna like really draw one more thing, and that is a lemon, because I'm not trying to draw a banana or a pineapple right now. And I was like, hey, lemon, yellow, because I love lemons. So yeah, that's what I tried to do, and it ended up looking like a neon wheel. Oh geez, but as you guys may know, I'm not really an art-based person. I don't really, have a knack for art like most of the YouTubers you might see have. And it's not my main focus on a bullet journal because while I value making it look aesthetic, you don't have to. A bullet journal is completely personalized to you, and that's the amazing part about it, is that it's based on you and your lifestyle. So yeah, you can honestly, you don't even have to draw in your bullet journal. You can literally just write in a pencil every single day what you want to do or something like that. It doesn't even have to be colorful. Like really, can it get more amazing than that? The lemon is looking a little bit rough. But it's okay. I will draw a lemon one more time and it looks better in my opinion. So you can roast my lemon drawing abilities, but yeah, it's okay. No one's perfect, and my lemons clearly aren't either. So yeah, but in all seriousness, lemons are actually brutally hard to draw, so please don't judge too hard. So if you watched last month's video, you may know I love to fill up negative space because I do not like random blotches of white paper. So what I decided to do, instead of drawing more yellow themed things, because my brain doesn't have the capacity for that, I decided to just take my yellow mild liner and draw some stars because stars are also yellow. I just drew them very simply, and then with my yellow mild liner I also just drew some random little squiggles. There's really no form to them, just random little waves, because I wanted to add some more color, and it's actually a different shade of yellow. So yeah, that is actually it for the title cover. Very short, very minimal in a way. So yeah, now we'll be moving on to the calendar. So now we are into the productive part of my bullet journal. So I'm actually deciding to change things up quite a bit. Last month I kind of drew a Valentine's Day themed calendar, so like a jar of hearts. This month I wanted to stick with the more minimal theme in a way. So with my yellow, like my golden yellow marker, I just wrote March on top because that's the month. And then I just underlined it with a yellow brush pen that I had. And the colors pop a lot more on camera, so it's not like, the color isn't like too visible in real life, but you can still see it, so like, it's okay. But yeah, I just decided to draw a simple, very, very simple calendar. No color, no fancy tricks, just calendar. And yeah, under that I drew an important section, but I realized in February that not a lot of days are like that important. So yeah, there's not as many birthdays, not many holidays, nothing like that. So I just kept it like just half a page because I don't really find the need to dedicate a whole entire page to, something I'm probably not even gonna fill out. Like in February, I filled up the whole entire page with some heart sticky notes, and I ended up using like a fourth of them because I realized that there's actually not that many important days. Especially considering that we're at home now and I can't go to like birthday parties, or there's not going to be that many school days or something like that. That is why I just kept it to half a page. And I just kind of drew out the words important. I was originally going to write out important dates like I usually do, but I found out I do not have enough space for that. So I just wrote important because that should be enough to like alert me that it's important. And then because it's yellow, it's a little bit harder for me to see, so I decided to outline it with a black pen so to make it pop a little bit more. And then next to it, to fill up the empty space, I just drew a very simple 5-petal flower. Seems I like 5-petal flowers because those are the only flowers I know how to draw. So yeah, that's it for the calendar and the important dates section. Once again, just very minimal and very space friendly, I guess. And now moving into the day rating. This is basically a mood tracker of sorts, but it's not tracking a mood. It is tracking how my day was basically. So with my yellow mild liner, once again, I just wrote day rating on the top with some cursive. Nothing fancy. So for the day rating, I wanted to do something a little bit different. Basically, I give my day ratings out of 1 out of 10 usually. And last month I tried to make it related to conversation hearts. This month, however, I am deciding to do different objects that I can color a shade of yellow. And for the first week, I just drew a 6-petal flower. That took a long time because I'm really used to like 5-petal flowers, and even those don't really come out even, so that was really hard. And here you guys can see I drew a lemon, yay, and it looks a little bit more like a mango theme, to be honest, but once I color it in, I think it'll look a lot better. And then for the next week, I'm just drawing some very simple circles. I don't really know what they're supposed to be, but they're just, you know, random circles. I was thinking maybe I will draw some faces corresponding with the color or like the day rating. So yeah, that should be pretty fun. I just drew 7 of those. They're very small and tiny. So they didn't take very much time. Then after that, I drew, instead of a 6-petal flower, a 7-petal flower, which took maybe not as much time, but it still took quite a decent amount of time. In the end, I think it turned out really cute though, and it actually turns out like a lot better. I think that's like the best flower I've ever drawn in my life, to be honest. So yeah, that's that. And then after that, I decided to draw a butterfly because a butterfly has 4 wings usually, and there are 4 days left in the last week, the 28th through the 31st. So yeah, that's what I did with that. I just drew a simple butterfly pattern, like elementary school level. Yeah, I never learned how to draw a butterfly, so I know that's maybe not how butterflies look. As I already mentioned, I'm not an art-based person, so I lack in the art department. Then after that, I decided to outline everything with a black marker. For the first 6-petal flower, I made a terrible mistake and I outlined it in Sharpie. Because I was like, oh, I don't think it'll bleed through because the pages of this bullet journal are really thick. Well, turns out they're not thick enough for Sharpie, so don't use Sharpie in your bullet journal or you will regret it. So I just decided to outline it with just like a regular black brush pen, I'm pretty sure. So, and then for the thinner lines, I just outlined it with a regular black pen. And because these are getting colored in like day by day, I decided to use a BIC Black Intensity Fine pen. These are really good for not smudging ink or like markers, because I find that like I also have like a brand of like Sharpie gel pens, and those smudge the heck, like it's bad. So I decided to just stick with this pen. It is kind of bad in terms of like writing because it runs out of ink and it's like kind of like dry and scratchy, but it works, it does the job, so it's okay. Then from here, I simply colored in the peel of the lemon because that's not like considered a day, so I can just easily color in the lemon peel because it's just gonna be a yellow. And then I decided to make a key, so every single color represents a different rating. I decided to give each day a rating out of 5 this time, which is different because I usually do out of 10, but this time I'm gonna do it out of 5. And then I ran into a predicament because I have a golden yellow marker, I have a like your typical Crayola color yellow, and then I also have like a highlighter color yellow, like a very fluorescent neon color. Then I have a zebra mild liner, which is kind of almost like a brownish yellow. It's not that bad, it's like different. I had to resort to a very lime green, which was it's fine. It's fine, but it doesn't fit in with the yellow theme. But I think it's okay, it'll add some more variety. And I decided to add it to the 1 out of 5, so that way I don't have to see it as often. Maybe not even at all. So yeah, that's kind of the predicament that happened there, but it worked out in the end, and I think it looks really cute. So yeah. And now we are moving into the weekly spread. I'm only going to be showing you guys how I did one, and this is where you guys can see the little predicament I had here, because yeah, it bled through like a lot, so that sucked, but yeah, it all worked out, so it was okay. But yeah, what I did here is I just basically traced over the exact lines of the bled through Sharpie with a black pen or like a black marker, and then I just colored it in with yellow because I had an idea to make like a little design. And then from here, I'm incorporating a weekly design from my February spread. It was my favorite spread I've used so far, and I think it looks really nice and really neat. when done right. So it's basically just like rounded boxes. I really use the weekly spreads a lot, so it's gonna be really useful. I didn't really focus on design or like aesthetics in terms of my weekly spreads, but because the yellow flower was there, I made an exception, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'll just draw a little garden of flowers, and it turned out like amazing, and I showed it off to all my friends, and they were like, okay, cool. And yeah, but I think it looks really pretty. Probably like one of my favorite parts of this whole spread, honestly. But you guys will see that in a little bit. So yeah, I just did a very simple rounded box design. I use this a lot. I do a lot of tasks in a day, or at least I try to. So yeah, and then with my yellow mild liner, I just write in the dates as well as the day of the week on top of the little gaps of the boxes. Yeah, and then on top, above the little boxes, I had a good amount of space to draw whatever I wanted to. So I just doodled some little flowers with different colors, and then I outlined them with the black pen, of course. And then in the back, I decided to draw some little like vines, I guess. And this just looks so cool. I think it really fits with the theme. I wasn't really planning to just like leave it there, with just like yellow flowers floating on a white background, but I think the vines, the pop of green really pulled it in together, and I think it looks really, really nice. So yeah, I really enjoyed this, and I'm gonna definitely enjoy using this in March. So yeah, that's how I did my first weekly spread. So now we are moving into my monthly habit tracker. So I decided to cut out a little title paper, I guess. It's just like a light yellow color, and then I wrote in black cursive habit tracker on top, and yeah, I just drew a little smiley face to go on with the yellow emoji aesthetic, and then I cut out some little yellow stripes to write all my habits on, as well as some calendars, because you know I need to track my habits. But I cut out most of the footage of that because I doubt you guys want to see me write the numbers 1 through 30 like 5 times, and my hand is covering like 95% of the whole process, so there's not really a reason for me to include, like, you know, me writing the calendar stuff in. I really would need to invest in like some calendar stamps. I've tried searching online, but I really can't find any good ones. So if you guys have any suggestions of calendar stamps, then I would greatly appreciate it. So yeah, that's what I did for my habit tracker. And something I'm doing different this month is, last month I actually created like a mini Dutch store spread where I tracked my water, I tracked my sleep tracker, the time I brush my teeth in the morning and the night, my gratitude, and like highlights and stuff. And I'm still gonna do a highlights page because that's important to me. But for things like the water tracker, the gratitude tracker, brushing teeth, and the sleep tracker, I find they don't really work for me because I end up like losing track of how many glasses of water I drank or what time I slept, because like I can't really exactly know what time I fall asleep anyway. So that's just not working for me. And honestly, it's not really necessary for me, honestly. Like, what's the point of writing what time I sleep or what time I brushed my teeth this morning? It's honestly not really doing anything useful for me, which is why I just decided to omit it for this month, which also made the process go a lot faster. So yeah, the habit tracker is still there. I'm thinking of some habits to get through because I'm filtering in new habits and filtering out the old ones. So yeah, that's what I did for this month's habit tracker. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty nice, pretty basic. Next month, I will try to think of something a little bit more creative, maybe something a little bit more aesthetic. But as I mentioned like 5 times before, my bullet journal is not mainly focused on aesthetics. It's mainly focused on the productivity, functionality, as well as being fun. And you know, like I had fun creating this, and even if it doesn't look the best now. Remember, this is only my 3rd month bullet journaling, so as time goes on, I will get better. So yeah, that's what I did, and I kind of like it. I think it looks really nice and it looks pretty minimal, but yeah. And now we are once again into the highlights of the month, completely skipping over the water gratitude and teeth trackers because I ain't need those anymore. So yeah, as opposed to last month, I'm actually going to do my highlights first, and then I'm actually going to do my sleep tracker, since I think that's the most relevant and the most important to me after this. So the highlights page is still going to take up 1 full page front and back, and then the sleep tracker is going to take up half the page. So yeah, that's how this is going to work. The highlights, I am just cutting rectangles and squares out of different shades of yellow paper. I had 3 shades of yellow construction paper. I had sticky note color paper. I had a lighter yellow color. It's almost like the same color as like my zebra mouth liner. And then I have like a golden yellow kind of. And then I also just used like a random sticky note I had because why not? And then I also actually used one of my Blackpink stationery notes. It's just like a yellow note and it's pretty cute, and I thought it fit well with the theme. So yeah, for this month, I just cut out a lot of different shapes. I cut out like squares, rectangles, a lot of blobs. I even cut out like a circle, rounded squares, a 4-leafed flower, a parallelogram, and then I also just cut out like a very random shape. Like it almost kind of looks like pixels almost, but yeah, there's just like a very random shape. It's definitely a lot less coordinated than the last month's highlights, which were very centered around Valentine's Day. This month was just very basic, just cutting out random shapes of yellow construction paper and stuff like that. So yeah, it was pretty minimal. And then I took my markers. I took every shade of yellow I had, and then I drew some little lines, wavy lines, some little swirls, little dots. Yeah, it was just pretty nice. I just tried to fill up the empty space because, as we all know, fill up the empty space. Yeah, we know. So yeah, that was pretty fun. I still really do like it, and I still think it'll serve its purpose, and I think it looks pretty nice overall. It's not like as extravagant or as put together as last month's. Last month are just immaculate, astronomical, but this month's are just a little bit more minimal, a little bit more toned back. Yeah, I just really like it. It kind of almost has like a tech kind of feel to it. I'm not sure why, but it just kind of feels a little bit more like modern to me. Last months were very, very traditionally Valentine's Day based themed, which I understand not everyone celebrates Valentine's Day. Like, I don't even celebrate it, honestly. I just do it because I sometimes like bring my friends like little chocolates or something, but this year I didn't do anything. So like, I understand not everyone really celebrates it, and not everyone will even know what Valentine's Day is. So like, I think this theme is just, this yellow theme is just very broad, very vague. And even if you don't have yellow paper or yellow washi tape or something, I think it's still really accessible. You can honestly just do this whole entire spread with a yellow marker and a pencil, or like a yellow color pencil or yellow crayon even. Like, honestly, you don't really need that much. This month is very universal, and I think it's very fitting, super bright, and encouraging. So yeah, I really love the highlight spread, and I think it really fit the name. It's so vibrant and so energizing, so I think it fits the name highlights very well. And finally, I am moving into the last spread of the month, which is the simple sleep tracker. I know I mentioned I wasn't going to do one earlier, but plot twist, I am actually going to do a sleep tracker. So yeah, sleep tracker is still relevant to me, and I think it's still important to track, even though I sleep pretty late, but you know, it's okay. So yeah, I just did a very simple outline of the letters sleep, SLEEP, with a yellow marker. And then because it looks a lot more vibrant on camera than it is in real life, I just outlined it with another black pen. So yeah, that is literally it for my sleep tracker. Very simple. Every single day I'll write down the time that I approximately went to sleep and the time I woke up, if I remember the exact time. So yeah, this is just basically it. And yeah, I have not much comments about it. Once again, it's just super simple and, you know, still functional. So yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching today's video. I understand it was a little bit more on the minimalist side. It's a little bit more simple, and I enjoy that about it. Even though it may be a little bit too simple for you, I still enjoyed it. I love the functionability, the productivity aspect of it, while still making it look like, you know, nice. And I think the yellow really helps energize you, and it makes you excited. And yeah, remember, sunny days will come eventually. So yeah, just stay inside, stay safe and healthy. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and turn on notifications whenever I upload a new video. So yeah, now I will be signing off. And yeah, goodbye and see you soon.